Record. Okay, we are live. We are good to go. Hi, you guys. My name is Kelli Morgan. I'm a registered dietitian, and I work with Bethany and Olivia to help them spread nutrition and plant powder all over the world. So we're just going to talk a little bit about supplements today. As a dietitian, I believe in a food first approach before we go to supplements or medicine. So that is part of my passion, is sharing plant-based recipes and tricks and tips to get your kids to eat more fruits and vegetables. Just, you guys, I have 3 kids. I live in the real world. I do not live in Malibu on a cliff growing kale outside. I got 2 teenagers and a 5-year-old little boy. So I am in the trenches with you. So trust me when I say I totally get how hard it can be. But learning how to feed your children, we'll save that for another day. Today, I want to talk about supplements because I really thought for a long time, especially being a dietitian, that we don't need supplements. If we eat a proper diet, especially a really heavy plant-based diet, that we can get everything we need from food. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. They've moved that button on me too. Okay, I like to start with this picture. Can you guys see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, okay. I like to start with this picture because a lot of people, when they talk to a dietitian or they go see a dietitian in person, they always think like, you don't get it. So I've already told you my kids are picky and I got to do all the tricks and tips for them. But even me, you guys, in this is like my before picture, if you will. I was a dietitian. I was working in the hospital 40 hours, if not more, a week, keeping people alive on tube feedings and TPN and doing medical nutrition therapy. But I was really struggling with my own health. And you'll find most dietitians get into the field because they're trying to fix themselves. So never be afraid to like really share your heart with a dietitian. Let me tell you, we get it. I suffer from IBS. You can tell in my tummy, I was extremely bloated. I carried a lot of inflammation. I just didn't have a lot of energy. And once I had my daughter, I decided, oh, that is it. I have got to really dive into the research more than just keeping people alive with nutrition. I want to learn how to heal the body. And that's when I learned about a plant-heavy diet. I'm not saying anyone has to go vegan. Plant-based diet to me means 80% of your food.
He was all here, just sobbing.
I'm gonna mute her. So in my research, okay, so I was telling you, you guys, I'm a food first approach. So I really cleaned up our diet. I mean, you guys, I was sprouting my own things and soaking beans overnight. I was doing everything. And my health got a lot better. We weren't perfect, but we got a lot better. And I always say my middle son came to humble me because he was a really picky eater. Like he just is that kid who was like, my food's not touching. If it's green, it's not going in my mouth. You know, he'd eat apples and cucumbers, and that was about it. And when he went to school, he just started getting really sick. And that's when I realized I think I need to find a good supplement for him because I'm doing all of this organic cooking and it still isn't enough. So I do believe in proper supplements. One of the products that I came across when I was doing all my research was the Juice Plus company. And what piqued my interest for this supplement company is it was food. Remember, I'm a dietitian. I prescribe food. That's what I do. So I was like, a supplement that's food. It doesn't have a nutrition or a supplement label, you guys. It has a nutrition label. I was like, okay, this is something I can get behind. Concentrated plants in capsules, and it is thoroughly researched. Okay, most supplements on the market are not even third-party verified, which Juice Plus is, but they're also not researched. And the way this research came about, the company's 30 years old, is they developed these plant powders, but they had them as a mix for a drink. And guess what? They tasted disgusting and nobody liked them. So they decided if they were going to get these powders, I mean, like, raise your hand if you've tried a green powder and you're like, that is just like swamp water. I'm not drinking it. I just wasted $44.95. Okay. So the president of the company decided, or he just said, I don't believe you can get enough plant powders in people to make a difference. We need to research this before we can take it to market. So they started doing their own research, and it was incredible. The changes that were happening in the body, which totally makes sense because if you think about it, it's concentrated plants. So what would happen if you went on like a raw vegan diet? That's what's happening when you take these. Your inflammation is going down. Your cholesterol is going down. all your good markers are coming up and all your bad markers are going down. Your gut health is improving. So other research institutes and universities started to partner with Juice Plus to study them more. MD Anderson, Cancer Institute, Vanderbilt, Yale, really prestigious places wanted to study these products as well because there's nothing else like it on the market. There's been a lot of imitators come and go in the last 30 years, but no one's figured out how to do it raw. And that's important because when you have raw living foods, just like I want you to eat your salads and drink your smoothies, you're getting all those live plant enzymes and nothing has been denatured. So that's really important. So I was impressed and I was like, sign me up, okay? And then they also have gummies for kids. So don't worry, your kids don't have to swallow those capsules, and you can open them and mix them with applesauce. But what they do is they take those same plant powders, they mix it with a little apple pectin, sugar, and fiber, which is really good if you have constipated kids, and turn them into capsules or turn them into chews. And they are absolutely delicious. I have to hide them from my kids, not because they are not safe. As you notice, there is no childproof there's no childproof anything. Like I said, it is just food. Your kid could eat the whole bag of it. It would just be a delicious and kind of an expensive snack, but they totally could. And that's my third baby. And the amount of times I have found the berry hidden somewhere, like in a couch, because he will take it. He wants to eat the whole bag. That's how good they are. So we got on the products. So that was like 8 or 9 years ago now. And I was a skeptic. I have to tell you, in the first year, I started and stopped the product multiple times because I couldn't believe what I was feeling within the first week of taking the capsules. My digestion, and I told you before, I have IBS. I was always very constipated and had to take medicine for it. My digestion was starting to improve. I wasn't getting tired in the afternoon. I just kind of like a fog was lifted, if you will. And by the end of the 4 months, my hair was growing back. I mean, my child was 3, almost 4, and I still had postpartum hair loss. My nails started growing. I just felt so great. And my child was experiencing the same product or the same experience with the product. So I would stop it and start it multiple times. And I've had customers do that. I have one customer who's another dietitian who's now a partner. Her child was covered with eczema. They had been to multiple doctors. They had tried every cream on the market. And the Juice Plus gummies took her child's eczema completely away. She didn't pack it when they went overseas to see family for a month in the summer. His eczema completely came back. She was like, no, that can't be, because she thought maybe it was a combination of things she was doing. She came home, put him back on the capsules. In a month, it went away again. So again, just never underestimate the power of plants. And I've got so many success stories just like that. Juice Plus isn't intended to replace fruits and vegetables. We're just bridging the gap. It used to say when we were growing up 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. Then it went to 7 to 9. Well, dietitians will tell you we really want you to eat 9 to 13 because the quality of our food is going down so rapidly. And unless you are growing your own food and it's vine ripened, you're not getting all the nutrition out of it that your ancestors did, or even your parents, and especially your grandparents. And one thing that's really cool about Juice Plus is they let everything vine ripen out on their fields, and all of their fields. We don't carry the USDA organic label because we use a lot of small farms that just can't afford that. So we have a third-party verification that lets you know we don't have any pesticides, fungicides, anything like that. We will not even use farms that 50 years ago used pesticides. So everything is organic. We just don't carry that label because we want to support all these small farms that we work really closely with. So everything is vine ripened, picked, immediately washed, and frozen to lock in those nutrients. And then it's pressed. So it's really not juiced. It would be called like pressed plus, I guess, which isn't very catchy. So they grind and press all these fruits, vegetables, and berries. And what you get when you do that is more than juicing. Did you know the peel of lemons, which nobody's eating, even if you're juicing, you're not getting them, they're high in folic acid. So I took these as my prenatal with my 3rd pregnancy because it had literally everything I needed in there. So you're getting the peels, the pith, the stems, things that have nutrients that nobody out there is eating. And then they dehydrate it at very low temperatures to keep it raw, and then they encapsulate it. And what that does too is it locks out air. With those powders I was talking about before, every time you open that jar, you're getting oxygen, which is denaturing those plant powders. Just like if you have an apple and you take a bite, you sit it on the counter 45 minutes, you come back, it's brown, same thing. So that's another reason why these are just such a higher quality product than even the highest quality greens powder out there. And listen, there's a lot of great companies doing a lot of great things, but I prefer encapsulation because it keeps that oxygen out so it doesn't denature the product, and it's tasty, so I'll actually taste it, or it doesn't taste like anything. I actually throw the berries and the fruits in my smoothies, capsule and all, because the capsule is just a vegan tapioca base. Throw it in, and then I just swallow my greens and my omegas, so they do have a taste to me, so I don't like to put them in my smoothies. All right, what else? I think I got into all of this, except I didn't talk about our omegas. So the omegas came out 5 years ago. I am absolutely obsessed with the omegas. It's probably the highest single product that I sell because it is so different than anything else on the market. And if you are over 40, or you've been pregnant, your doctor has told you how important it is to be on an omega. Every cell in our body, the cell membrane needs omegas to function properly. So if you're low in omega, of course, you're going to feel like your hair, your skin, your nails are a lot drier, but you also might feel things like inflammation, memory, like a fog, because your brain just isn't working properly. We need a lot of good, healthy fats, and omegas are the great way to get them. What makes these different than anything else on the market is these are vegan. So fish do not naturally have omegas. They get it from algae. So we just skip the fish, go right to the source of algae. And then we're also doing a mix with some other really potent seeds. So we have a full spectrum omega. So it has 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And if you just do a quick Google search, you can see all the benefit from having all the omega. So it's not just a straight omega-3 supplement. I will tell you, for me taking them, I've always suffered from dry eye since I was 15, and I have been on, gosh, over the counter, prescription strength omegas, you name it, and nothing's ever helped my dry eye until this. And actually, when I went to the eye doctor about 4 months after taking this, he asked me who gave me Restasis, which I didn't even know what that was. I guess it's a steroid drop for chronic dry eye. And I was like, no. He's like, well, your dry eyes are gone. And I was like, oh, they are, because so the absence of eye pain, I just didn't even notice. I was also pregnant. And I was like, this is the only thing I've changed. And I've had to go off of this once for surgery for 2 weeks, and my dry eyes started to come back the last few days. So I personally love this product. It tastes like orange. So if you have little kids who can't swallow capsules, they can bite it and swallow it. Or if you and I just take it and swallow it, you don't get any of those fishy burps. It just tastes like oranges. And the other thing that's really different with these is, earlier I was talking about how we don't want anything to be heated because that denatures. Oil is very sensitive to heat. So every other omega on the market, even if it's the most expensive, high quality omega oil, they have done a heat sealing to heat the capsule to keep it closed. Juice Plus spent years and years and years trying to figure out how to cold fill the capsules, and they figured it out. So these have been cold filled, so they've never been exposed to heat. And that's the reason we don't have a gummy version of this, is because once you expose it to heat, you denature the oil. So that's why kids can just like pop it in their mouth and spit out the capsule, or some even swallow the capsule. It kind of starts to dissolve in your mouth. So these are super awesome. A lot of times when people say I can only afford one product for Juice Plus, where do I start? I'll say start with the omega. You are going to feel such an incredible difference, and it really replaces a lot of other things that you have in your house, like your other omegas. And people are doing their chia and flax, which of course I still want you to eat those things, but it's kind of hard to eat those things enough to have see a big results. Okay, one thing I absolutely love about the Juice Plus company is we give children 4 through 25 their Juice Plus products for free. They're fruit and veggie gummies. When an adult orders fruit and veggie capsules or gummies, adults can pick the gummies too, you guys. I know some people can't swallow capsules, or they just know they'll be more consistent if they have a gummy. We have over 1 million children right now who are getting our product for free with an adult order. And the research, so it's called the Children's Health Study. It's a separate link, so make sure you ask whoever you order from to send you that specific link, because it goes to the research center. They're going to send you a questionnaire 3 times in that first year, tracking things like how often have they been sick? Are they drinking more water, eating more vegetables? Are they taking less over-the-counter drugs, things like that? And you can see on the screen the results have been incredible. And that's what I've experienced with my own kids. I know this year has been really bad at preschool. I actually asked the preschool teacher, I said, gosh, kids were so sick last year and no one's been sick this year, have they? She's like, what are you talking about? This is like a really sick class. I was like, really? Because Max has only had one little cold that lasted for 2 days. Whereas Mr. Merrick, when he was in preschool, my first child, he was home more than he went because he just always, he was that kid that caught everything and it like developed into something. Now, I'm not going to make a claim that you are never going to get sick if you take Juice Plus, but your body knows what to do. You will get sick less and you will just get less sick if you do get sick, if that makes sense. Like when I caught COVID, I had it for a day. Like it wasn't a big deal. Okay, what else do we have? Let me take a sip. I'm trying to go fast for you guys. Okay, I'm a dietitian. I love to talk about food and recipes. It's truly my passion. So if you ever follow me on Instagram, you will see me talk about these delicious shakes all the time. I am someone who I don't like to eat protein. I just don't, whether it's chicken, beef, tofu, beans, I will eat it, but I don't want to. I like sweet. Every tooth I have is a sweet tooth. So I tried these shakes a couple months into my Juice Plus journey. I found out they had shakes and I was like, well, let me try it. They have a cult following for a reason. They are the most delicious, creamy shakes you'll ever try. They are third-party verified for safety, which is really important if you're going to give something to your child. Make sure it doesn't have any heavy metals, pesticides, things like that. They have 4 different types of plant protein that contributes to the creaminess. It gives you a full, all the amino acids you need to have proper muscle development is in there, and they extract the protein from the protein source using cold water, not a chemical solvent. So not only does that make it tastier, it makes it creamier and safer. So win-win all around for that. They also are putting really delicious nutrient things in there like broccoli sprouts, radish sprout, quinoa. There's spirulina in here, water washed soy, mushrooms. There's a good source of vitamin D naturally from mushrooms in here. They're absolutely delicious and you can bake with it, cook with it, put it in smoothies. You can mix it with water, turn it into a pudding. They're very, very, very versatile. And with your shakes, as part of our Juice Plus community, we also have what we call the shred. You've probably seen Bethany talk about that, or Olivia. It is a 10-day plant-based reset featuring our shakes. We do 2 shakes a day with it. It is completely free. Everything we offer, like I'm dressed for Valentine's today because I'm talking about our Valentine smoothie challenge. Everything we do in our community is completely free for everyone that takes Juice Plus. We just love to inspire you to cook better, eat healthier, have a better positive attitude about yourself. So that is one of the programs that we have. And then one of our other ones is called Transform 16. That's a private wellness website that will send you a password if you want to do it. It's a 16-week program to completely help you establish new healthy habits. They're going to help you work towards your goal. We have recipes, we have workouts from a personal trainer, we have ebooks, we have all sorts of things in that website. So when you buy Juice Plus, you don't just have to get your capsules and your shakes. It's a whole wellness community. The other product we have are tower gardens. And Bethany, you have one at your school, correct? I'm pretty sure you do. So maybe you guys have seen some of the tower gardens. This is an aeroponic growing system. If you've ever been to Disney, Epcot, and gone through the ride The Land, they're full of aeroponic growing, and that's the same technology that is used in the tower gardens. You can grow inside and outside with lights. And I know these look beautiful, and you're like, I could never do that. I know nothing about gardening. I tell my husband, don't buy me flowers because I feel bad. I kill them in 2 days. Are you ready to see my tower garden? I took a picture of it right before this call. I haven't touched it in days because I wanted to show you what, like real life, like really, what's it look like? You will see there's one leaf on the ground, so it's not messy. I've had people ask me if it's messy. I'm growing some new seeds, some new herbs to put in here. You guys, I did this. I grew this from seeds, which just like blows my mind. I made my husband lunch today and I said, that is my sourdough bread that I made, and that arugula is from the tower garden. I feel like I'm like a homesteader, like, you know, in the city. I absolutely love it. So I grow what I like. I grow kale. That lettuce is my favorite. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a butter romaine hybrid. It's delicious. And then I love cilantro and basil. So that's what I grow. And in my outside tower garden, which I don't have going right now, just because I was too lazy to ask my husband to put it together, You can grow peppers, tomatoes. If it is not a root vegetable, you can grow. People grow pumpkins and watermelon. Like people get crazy. I'm not like a real crazy gardener and I don't know anything about plants, but I can do the tower garden. And when you want to make a salad, you don't have to go pluck the whole thing of lettuce. You just take leaves from the back and it continues to grow. So I planted these probably 3 months ago, and I'll continue to eat off this just exactly how it is for at least 3 to 4 more months before I have to replant anything, which is pretty crazy. And again, if anyone wants any more information on the tower garden, I'm happy to help you. And we even have a whole Facebook page just devoted to tower gardens, which I have to send people to a lot. Because like I said, I'm not an expert. I just plug it in and it works and it's super, super amazing and crazy. And then finally, we also have a great business model. If anyone out there is like Bethany, who wants to share her wellness journey from day one with the world and monetize it and help people join her, we have a great business opportunity. We're the world leader in plant-based nutrition. We have a great business model. We're a very mission-driven company. Our mission is just to help people bridge that gap in nutrition in a really healthy and safe way. And we have a lot of science behind our product. So it's something that I feel very confident as a dietitian sharing with people because I know I'm helping and I'm not harming people. So that is a little bit about the Juice Plus company. I'm going to stop the share. I'd love to answer any questions anyone has about any of the products. Go ahead. I'll be quiet for a second. Anybody?
I definitely want to get a tower garden.
Aren't those so cool? I know I could see your eyes light up when I was talking.
Yeah, and I like, so the only plants literally that I have that are alive, because they come in my house, I feel like they come in my house and they are just sent to the torture chamber. You know, I might as well just drop them in the trash can. I have 2 plants that are alive in my house, and I got them when my grandfather passed away, like when people sent me a lot of flowers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like I only take care of them because
Oh,
they
they were
mean
grandfather.
something.
Oh,
So I saw that and I was like, it'd be really cool to do that, but will I kill it? And when you said no, I was like, okay.
no, because the way it works is it's on it. So that big basin in the bottom holds 20 gallons of water. So when your plants are little, like from when you start it to seed, you probably won't need to fill it up for 3 months. Once your plants are big, it's probably every 2 weeks. You just need to top it off with water and nutrients. So it holds the water. We have nutrients that were actually created by NASA so they could grow healthy plants faster in space. So that's why these plants grow really fast. You put the tonic, 1 scoop of each in there, and then there's a pump that pumps water to the top, and then it rains down on the inside of the plants because there's no soil. It's aeroponic. So all the
That is so cool.
It's I mean, I feel a little like Judy Jetson. Like that was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. So I'm like,
yeah,
so cool. And so it rains down on the roots. And it just grows. And it's on a timer. The lights are on a timer, the pump is on a timer. So the only thing you have to check every now and again is to make sure you have water in it. So I always do Wednesday night, I call it my like tower garden night, where I go through and I'll pick if there's any brown leaves, kind of like a house plant. You know, you just see if there's brown leaf and you pick them off, and then I just kind of wipe it down in case I
top off your water and
off my water. Yeah. And it's super easy.
Well, I'll be researching tower gardens for the rest of the evening when my kid gets off the bus. Like, mommy's busy.
Are you a teacher?
No, I'm not. My little boy no, he gets home from school off the bus, and instead of him wanting me to go play, I'm going to be saying, oh,
well,
busy looking at tower gardens.
It's really fun for kids. My little 5-year-old, I've had it since he was 1 or 2. He loves helping me. He wants to put the nutrients in, and he picks leaves off of it to eat, which I just think is so cool. And I do have
That's awesome that you're getting him to just eat fresh vegetables.
And it's so much more tender. Like, you know, when you buy kale at the grocery store, how you have to like massage it with a lemon before you can eat it. You could just pick it off and eat it. It's really hard to go back to grocery store lettuce after you've had tower garden lettuce because it's just so much more tender and flavorful. It's really cool.
Sure. And I have a 6-year-old, so it's hard to get him to eat vegetables, period. So I'd be interested to see if he'd be like,
yeah, he'll probably just go pick, like not even, you won't even have to ask him. He'll just kind of like, because it's there and it's kind of.
Why not try it?
Look, this is like real life for you guys. Look, it's next to his art table. Can you see all his art?
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
So he sits there and does all his art, and he'll just, pick leaves. And when I make salads, he wants to cut all the leaves off for me. So it's a fun little family project for sure. And I was asking if you're a
Awesome.
teacher because they're great to have in the classroom, and you even get a full, what's the word I'm looking for? Curriculum with it. So you could get their curriculum and have little lessons for your
Really?
child. And if you're a teacher, you could do that too. I believe the lessons are like 4-year-old through 12th grade. So it's
Very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anyone else have any questions? Anyone? Well, if someone here has not bought Juice Plus yet, I am going to highly encourage you to grab yourself some shakes to join our Love Your Body Smoothie Challenge. We have 14 amazing, heart healthy pink recipes that we are going to be sending you the 1st through the 14th of February. And they're heart healthy and good for you and absolutely delicious, and it will be a lot of fun. So, well, I will end the recording. Okay, stop recording.